Hey everybody, what's going on? How y'all doing? Have you ever just sat back and kind of looked at life and wondered where everything would be if I mean, one thing would change in your life, a lot of things would be different. I've talked about my life quite a bit on YouTube. I've shared my life with y'all, and I've gotten quite a bit of emails and comments and stuff telling me how you know people think I'm this all this or whatever. I'm not all that. If I was, then I would probably have too big of a head or something. I don't know. Um, I I realized something today though, as I was being an asshole to a friend of mine, trying to get them to do something they didn't want to do. I was trying to push YouTube on somebody, and I realized something, that as a YouTuber, I'm not just on here talking about something that I've done or challenging y'all to do something. And I try to make my challenges rather simple. Um, the reason why I think that I do that is because I'm starting to realize that people are living vicariously through vlogs, or people are living vicariously through YouTube. There's have y'all ever seen the Lord or the Lords of Dogtown, or yeah, I think it's the Lords of Dogtown. It's a movie about these skaters. They were the Z Boys back in the day whenever skateboarding first took off. They had a friend that had a brain tumor. They didn't know what was wrong with him, until the very end. He got his dad to drain out the pool, and they all went in there and they rode around in the pool, and then pretty soon they pulled him down there in his wheelchair. He was confined to a wheelchair by then, and they rode around with him in the pool. I mean, this kid was having to live vicariously through his friends, but there for a moment they brought him with them, and they really brought everybody with them from the time. I mean, anybody we look up to, they have taken us on a journey, and they have taken us somewhere, and we follow that. And there's a lot of people on YouTube that watch this that aren't able to go out and do things. I got out of my car earlier and I thought my knee was about ready to explode. The knee I had the injury on. And I really started to, you know, have a little pity party for myself. Thinking I'm not going to be able to ride bikes anymore. Thinking I'm not going to be able to do a lot of things anymore. I mean, if my knee's jacked up, it's going to be hard for me to do a lot of things. Dancing. I love to dance. I do some freaky dancing too. But I mean, there's a lot of things like that I wouldn't be able to do, and I'm feeling sorry for myself. But I realize that there's a lot of people out there that can't even do what I do. That that I tell my kids all the time. I'm looking back into my life, going, talking about football games that happened over 20 years ago. I'm talking about diving off of cliffs, off of train bridges. I haven't done that in over 15 years. I don't think. It's been a long time. I had an industrial accident and I got a hole in my ear and I can't go under water without an earplug, and I can't dive off of a cliff anymore because the pressure pops the earplug out. Um, I've tried. I have tried. But yeah, uh, there's some things that you did whenever you were able to do them, whenever you were able to live in that moment, that you can't do anymore. So then you start following somebody else who can do that. And you're like, yeah, I remember when I used to do this, or I remember when I used to do that. And through watching them on camera or listening to their stories, you're connecting. I mean, guys will sit around and talk about football games that happened over 40 years ago that they were in. You know, it's what we do. It's a life experience. And there's an old saying, I can't remember where it's at in the Bible, something about your words bring life. And I'm not trying to preach or anything. I'm just trying to get a point. And the Bible is a place where I get a lot of inspiration. So don't, if you don't believe in the Bible, please do not turn off this vlog because you don't want to hear me preach. I want you to hear this Isaiah 55, verse 11. The words that come out of my mouth will not come back empty. They will serve the purpose from which they were brought out. That's bringing life with your words. I may not be able to go back and play football again, or may not be able to go back and dive off a cliff again, or may not be able to go back and have my kids again. But I can relive that moment with my words. And you that have never experienced that can live it for the first time through my words. My words can bring life. You can listen to the stories and you can hold on to it and be like, have that feeling that you were there, that moment. And, that's what it is. You're taking and you're living that moment again through your words. And that's basically what vlogging is. We are reliving moments of our lives through words, and we're bringing you along on a journey. So, yeah, I've challenged a few of my friends to do vlogs again. There's a lot of my friends out there that used to do a lot of vlogs that don't anymore. I miss living their lives, walking in their shoes. But I can't force somebody to do it, You can't go out there and say, hey, do this, do that. You got to. No, we can't do that. But what we can do, what all of us can do, all of us that are watching this can do, is we can live a moment in our life by telling it to someone else and letting them enjoy it for the first time. Or letting them cry for the first time. Or feel heartache for the first time, or whatever. It's your life. Now, whenever I was doing the 50 things tag and people were like, oh, you've done so much. Well, I've done so much because I didn't sit down, or I not really sit down. I didn't say, yep, that would be all. That would be pretty cool to do. Let's talk about that for a minute. I did think about a lot of stuff that I did. But I thought about it quickly. Sometimes you only get one shot in life. And I've let a lot of shots go on by. But there's a lot of stuff I've done. There's a lot of opportunities I've let go on by. And basically, I am just wanting to sit here and share a little bit of my life with you. And I challenge you to do the same thing. Share your life with somebody. Through vlog or through action. Don't let the life that you've made slip by without sharing it with somebody. Because there's somebody out there in a wheelchair. There's somebody out there who, is refined to bed. There's somebody out there who maybe lost a limb in the war. Or lost a limb doing something else, and they can't do something again. You can live that moment for them. You can give them, a chance to see that through your eyes. That's all for today, folks. I have that challenge coming up with a race coming up, the Pink's All Out Race, 164 scale car. It's just a little Hot Wheels or Matchbox. You can take yourself back in time. This is the DeLorean from the movie Back to the Future. You can take yourself back to the future or back to the past. And through this little race, I'm giving somebody the opportunity to become a champion. Maybe somebody's never raced before. This is a chance to be in the first competitive race. I don't know, but I know that this vlog is very long and I have talked a lot. And I love you guys, and y'all be real. For real. Just do it.